Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Sunstone, and today we have yet another entry in my Coral Island Diaries series. This episode will cover some of the highlights of what the team was working on during the final week of June, along with the first week of July. So let's take a look at what's going on behind the scenes for Coral Island together. Let's begin at the mines. The team has been working on concepts for a fire area, which is super exciting because now we've officially seen notes about all 4 elements. I believe that each element, water, earth, wind, and fire, will have their own gate or area within the mines, and I'm hoping that the monsters we encounter within each area, as well as the resources we gather, will be reflective of those elements, especially the crystals, okay? They have also been working on mining cutscenes. Now these could be to introduce you to the mines, or perhaps will trigger once we reach certain areas or have certain encounters. Back above ground, we will have lots of time and space to farm. The team is working on creating more artisan equipment. We haven't really seen too many artisan machines in general, so I'm very curious to see what the team has up their sleeves. I'm sure we can expect the basics like cheese makers, kegs, jam makers, and more, but I do have my fingers crossed for some more unique machines. I'd love to be able to create perfumes, candles, incense, essential oils, and so much more. The team has also been updating star quality icons, so this is a very good indicator that we will be able to grow different qualities of crops on our farms, like silver and gold for instance. I'm wondering if Stairway will put their own unique spin on the system and somehow involve the goddess of flowers, since the residents of Coral Island believe that she is responsible for rejuvenating both the island's waters and soil. So that would be a really good fit. And speaking of the goddess of flowers, the team was working on updating a lotus flower. Now, this could be totally unrelated, but for there to be an entirely separate note about a single lotus flower, this screams goddess to me. I'm not sure what the significance is, but I think there's definitely something up with this one, and I can't wait to find out what it means. They've also been working on the giant village. I'm so curious to see how this village is going to look and where it's going to be located on the island. Is it in the mines, buried in the forest, outside of Starlet Town, in one of the upper portions of the island? I can't wait to find out, and I'm so excited to see what the architecture of the little giant homes will be. I feel like it's going to be so unique and hopefully a little bit magical. It does appear that the giants will also have their own daily routines and schedules, which is so great to see because this is going to give them much more character and personality. Now, of course, the Coral 3 would not be complete without the lovely merfolk. One of the community managers actually specifically reminded us not to forget that we will one day get to meet 20 merfolk. So just in case you forgot, because I know I do sometimes, yes, it is 20 in total. 2 out of these are romanceable and we can befriend 10 of them. This is almost like an entire second cast of characters that we will be encountering underwater. It does appear that the team is working away at the Merfolk Kingdom as they have been updating various merfolk areas and their activities. As for the NPCs back on land, they're explicitly telling us that a new NPC is being added. Now, I believe this is new because usually when they're working on an existing unrevealed character, they use redacted to censor that character's name. I am so curious how many new characters we are going to get when all is said and done. Now, something that I'm personally really excited about is that they're updating the NPC gifting system and adding requirements for NPC mail gifts. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the gifting system will work on Coral Island, as it does seem that we will not only be able to give gifts to the NPCs, but also receive them, at least in the mail. It would also be really sweet if the NPCs would run up to you in person and give you a gift, sort of like an Animal Crossing. But either way, I'm hoping that the gifts are very unique and specific to each of the NPCs, and that these items are only attainable exclusively as a gift and by meeting certain friendship requirements with that character. The team is also working on seasonal dialogues for the NPCs, which honestly, just thinking about gives me all the warm and fuzzies. This dialogue is likely specific not only to the weather and time of year, but also to the various festivals that will be held on the island. Now, as much as we love our NPCs, let's focus on ourselves for just a moment. We are getting even more hairstyle options. Honestly, the number of notes about adding new hairstyles since the team initially shared the character customization prototype is crazy. I am very confident at this point that we will have a wide variety of hairstyles to choose from, which I know many of you are really hoping for and excited to finally see, and fingers crossed that some of these will be available in time for early access. The team is also adding more animations for our player activities. Now this could really mean anything from cutscenes to interactions with objects and landmarks around the island, but I'm also really hoping for an emote or reaction wheel down the line so we can choose how our player reacts in certain situations, especially for gameplay in multiplayer. Now, we haven't really heard much about our pets, but they are working on adding props to the animal shelter and including pet toys. This is the sweetest little touch I have ever seen, and I am so excited to spoil my pet. Now, just to follow up on the mystery trees, there was actually a note about a redacted tree animation. So yeah, I think it's fairly safe to say that these trees may have sacred spirits within. The team has also been working on the fall foliage, which sounds absolutely stunning and delightful, and a redacted decor theme, which is accompanied by none other than a jack-o'-lantern emoji. Oh my gosh, are we getting spooky fall decor for our farms? I sure hope so. So those were all of the highlights that I wanted to cover in this episode. I do plan to do these much more frequently, especially now that we won't be having the monthly developer updates for the next couple of months. So I will still be here with all the little updates in between, don't even worry. And now it's time for your top comments. So I just wanted to share a couple of the top comments from my recent videos. The first is from Aliev. They said that Kos Kosan means a very simple and relatively cheap place to live in Indonesia, and that they like that they included this element. That was one of the furniture styles that we saw in the furniture shop UI. So thank you so much for clarifying that, because I wasn't entirely sure when I was doing my research, so I totally appreciate that. And Kyla Crossing left the sweetest comment on my latest Coral Island video, basically thanking me and letting me know that they will be buying me a coffee on their next paycheck, which is the sweetest thing ever. I just want to take a moment to thank all of you who have recently contributed to my channel, bought me a coffee and more. I so appreciate it. It was so seriously helpful, especially right now because I am transitioning out of a job right now and into the unknown of this YouTube channel. So I'm not gonna get too emotional because I will. Okay, I will. So thank you all, as always, for leaving your thoughts on my videos. I always love hearing from you. And before I leave you today, let's take a look at today's amazing fan art. Today's amazing fan art is the funniest little cartoon from Estax of, I guess, a player and sus chicken. This is just so hilarious and so on point with the sus chicken mood. I am so ready to have sus chickens on my farm, and I totally want to see like more sus chicken fan art. Like the more the better. New little scenarios, but always sus. Like I'm so down for that. So by the way, you're always welcome to send me your fan art. Definitely feel free to tweet it at me. I have my Twitter linked in the description, and I would love to share it in a future video. So I hope you all enjoyed this sus chicken by Estax, and thank you so much for sharing your amazing art with us. Well, there you have it, friends. That was yet another episode in the Coral Island Diaries series. I'm so excited to continue these more frequently and to hear your thoughts down below on everything we discussed today. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and until next time, take care.